Hi everybody, in this video, let's learn how do we find the range of a z value when we are given the probability for a normal distribution. In the previous video, we learned about this. We are given the range of the z value and we are asked to find the probability. Now in this video, we go backwards. We are given the probability of a normal distribution and we want to find the value or the range of the z value. So let me do a quick recap with you that what we learned in the previous video. So remember this way. So some students always get confused between this and this. If you're having this problem as well, you may try to remember it this way. This is inside the parentheses, and this is outside. Same thing here, this is inside, this is outside. Now this is what we have done in the previous video. So let's say if you want to find the answer for outside, start from outside. So 0.245, let's go to the table. 0.245. Okay, now just read the number here. So I would suggest you to put a ruler over here so that you won't misread the value. 2, 4, and 5. Okay, so what you need to do next, this is subtract, right? So it means that you have to take 4052 minus 19. You will get 4033, and remember your answer is not 4033 but 0.4033. Okay, so the answer is 0.4033. This is what we learned in the previous video, but this one you need to be extra careful, especially when you have a 0 in front of it. For example, let me take an example. Let's say you want this and this. So when you press your calculator, you press 918 and then you minus 5. Your answer will be 0.0913, not 0.913. You have to be more careful when you see a 0 in front of it. Okay, so today we are going to go backwards. We are given the property for a normal distribution. We want to find the range of the z value. Okay, same thing. Ask yourself, you want to find the value for inside or outside. This is inside, right? So we start from inside. So this is inside, here is outside. So just now we want to find the value for outside, right? So we start from outside. Now we want to find the value for inside, then we start from inside. Okay, okay, what we are looking for, 0.4033. Let me write down over here, 0.4033. So if you cannot get this number, we just find a number which is slightly greater than it. It's okay. So later on we just subtract it back. Okay, so what do I mean by this? Try to look for 4033. 4033. We don't have 4033 here. This is 4013, and then this will be 4052. So choose this one or this one. Use this one, which is greater than it. Okay, greater than it. Now, this is not the value that we are looking for. We actually want 4033, right? But this is 4052. So find the difference between these two numbers. Press your calculator. 4052 minus 4033. You will get 19. This means that I want to take this minus 19, and then you go back here, search for 19. Okay, 19 is over here. So our answer will be 0.245. Okay, this answer will be 0.245. Okay, remember this way. If you want to get the answer, for inside the parentheses, start from inside. If you want to get the answer outside the parentheses, start from outside. Okay, now let's go back to this. Okay, before I show you this one, let me explain a few more things to you. Let's say you have scatter diagram like this. if this is A, you refract it to another side, what will this be? It will be negative A. Okay, whenever you refract a number 2 from left to right or from right to left, you just add a negative to it. So you might get confused. This is 0, right? Here's negative, here positive. Why I write this way? Okay, so if I write A on the left hand side of 0, this means that A is actually a negative value, right? When I refract it to the right hand side, it actually become positive. But why do I write a negative in front of it? Since that A is a negative value, negative of a negative value is actually become positive, right? Let me explain it this way. Let's say A is negative, I just simply give a number, 0.512. So negative A will be negative of negative 0.512. Eventually, it actually become positive. Okay, so remember, when you refract it from left to right or right to left, you just add a negative to it. Okay, this is the first thing. Second thing I want to show you is this. Let's say this is A minus B. I refract to another side from left to right. What do I need to do? As I told you just now, add a negative to it, right? Add a negative to it. But this is not correct. Remember to put a parenthesis, negative the whole thing. Okay, so this is one of the way. Another way is we can do it this way. Let's say this is 0 and this is A minus B. We refract it to the right hand side, then it will become B minus A. Why like this? Okay, try to expand this one. Negative A minus B. If you open up the parentheses, you get negative A plus B. Negative negative become positive, right? So eventually it will actually become B minus A. Okay, so these are the few things. These are the few things that you need to remember for solving this type of question. Okay, let's go to the part A. Given that the probability for Z greater than C is equal to 0.0247, we want to find the value of C here. Okay, now try to sketch a diagram. I will always suggest you to sketch a diagram to help you to visualize the situation clearly, so that easier for you to plan how to solve it. We don't know the C, so try to think the C is on the left hand side or on the right hand side, and this is greater than. If I put the C over here, greater than C will be here. And we know that this is not possible. Why? Because this is 0.5, this is 0.5. If you look at this diagram, you know that the answer should be more than 0.5, right? But this is less than 0.5. So we know it's not this situation. This is not a correct one. So let me sketch another diagram for you. Okay, the C somewhere around here. Now, definitely the area here will be less than 0.5, right? So this is a situation, this diagram is a situation for this. So we know that our answer for C will be a positive value. Okay, now you want to find the value for inside or outside? Inside. Then if we start from inside, 0.0247. Okay, let me write over here 0.0247. 0.0247. Okay, now let's go to this 0247. 0247. 0247. Now we don't have 0247, but as I told just now, find a number if you don't have the reading exactly the same as what we want, we just find a number which is slightly greater than it. So 0247 I don't have, I just get 0250. So what's the difference between this and this? 3, right? So I want to add, I want to minus 3. Minus 3. Okay, so our answer will be 1.9, 1.9, 6, 0.965, 1.965. So probability for Z greater than 1.965 is equal to 0.0247 as well. And then by comparison, we know C is equal to 1.965. Okay, this is the answer for this part. So how do we check our answer using the calculator? Okay, if you use a calculator, you can do it this way, but the calculator will give us we need to key in the area less than it. What do I mean by this? Now let's say you want to use the calculator to help you to get the range for the Z value. We need to key in the area for this side less than C. Okay, so how do we do so? Press this menu, go to distribution, then find for inverse normal. The question will ask us, the calculator will ask the area. The area mentioned here is the area less than the value of C. Okay, so since that we know the area here is 0.0247, here is 0.0247. So what's the area here? We know that the total area will be 1, right? So I will take 1 minus 0.0247 and make sure that this is standard normal distribution. It means that variance, standard deviation is equal to 1, standard deviation equal to 1, and the mean is equal to 0. Then you just press equal, and you get the answer, 1.965. Okay, this is a way how do we use our calculator to help us to check the answer. Now let's go to part B. Okay, this time it's less than or equal to. So as I told before, this is this normal distribution. This one is actually the same with this one. You get the same answer. This one is the same as this one. Okay. So let's say I have another question. I ask you to find the value for this. The answer will be the same with this one. Okay. Now, let's go back to this. First, sketch a diagram. Zero. And start to think, the C is over here, left side or right side. Look at this one, which is a number less than 0.5. So it cannot be here. If the C is over here, the area, the probability will be definitely more than 0.5. So we know this is not the situation that we are looking for. So we know C is actually on the left-hand side. And before we calculate, since we know that C on the left-hand side, we know that our final answer, C is equal to a negative number. Okay, but you know, every time we want to find the value using this table, make sure that it is greater than or greater than equal to, or we don't want less than or equal to. So what I need to do is I'm going to refract this part onto another side. And remember what I told you just now, when you refract to another side, give a negative to it. Now no longer this symbol, but this one, greater than or equal to negative C. Remember to put a negative C, negative. The rest we just copy. Okay, then we can start to get the answer for this inside. Then we start from inside, 0.3217, 0.3217, 0.3217. Okay, now look at 0.3217. If we cannot get the value, we just find a number which is slightly greater than it. 3217. 3217. Okay, this one, right? 3217, and press your calculator. 3228 minus 3217. the difference is 11. It means that we want to minus 11 for this one, so that we get 3217. Look at 11. Look for 11. Okay, our answer will be 0.463. 0.463, but this is not our final answer. Okay, be careful. 0.463. So I am going to write 0.463 is equal to 0.327. Probability for z greater than 0.436. Sorry, let me read again. 463, sorry, 0.463. Okay, so from here we know that the probability for z greater than or equal to 0.463 is equal to 0.3217, right? And then we need to compare these two. From here we know that negative c is equal to 0.463. Then is that possible for you to get the c? Yes, just move the negative sign, go to another side. Then it will become c is negative 0.463. As we expected before we start to calculate, we know that the c is actually a negative number, right? Okay, so how do we use our calculator to check the answer? So remember, to use a calculator, you need to find the area which is less than that value. So the c is over here, right? And the area here is 0.3217. Now what do we need to do? Just key in this one because this is less than c. Okay, so the area will be 0.3217, and make sure that this is standard normal distribution, right? So the standard deviation is equal to 1 and the mean is equal to 0. Then press equal. Okay, is that correct? Negative 0.463. Yes, this is correct answer. Now let me go to part C. Okay, try to sketch a diagram and then try to think the position of C, left hand side or right hand side. Is that possible to be here? If the C is over here, you know that the probability will be less than 0.5, right? Since this is more than 0.5, we know that the C is not over here. This is not the right one. The C is on the left hand side, so that we get the area, the probability, which is more than 0.5 as shown here. Okay, and before we start to calculate, we know this must be a negative number, our final answer. Whenever you see this, which is more than 0.5, we actually cannot get from the table. The maximum here is 0.5, right? So you are not able to get 0.7261. We cannot get the value here. So try to think, how do I get the area here? I take 1 minus the area over here so that I get the area over here. Okay, agree? Now, P Z less than C. Okay, so you try to pause the video and think about this one. I hope that you remember this. So 1 is the total area, and I minus this part. I will actually get this part, which is equal to 0.7261. Okay, now, so let me make it a little bit slower. I'm going to, so from here actually you can straight away write like this. But I worry that you will confuse if you write this, if I write this way, so I will make it a little bit longer. Write this one first, just copy, include the negative sign in front of this, and then this one copy, This for the left, move to right, minus. Okay, remember to write the negative sign. Okay, this one just press your calculator, 0.7261, 7261 minus 1. Okay, you will get negative 0.2739. So both sides we have a negative sign, we just both sides multiply by negative 1, so we will be able to get rid of the negative sign. Okay, now how do we continue doing it? So as I told just now, every time we want to get the answer from the table, make sure that the sign is greater than or equal to. We don't want this. So let me sketch a diagram for you first. Drawing this diagram will actually, personally, I think that drawing this diagram will help you a lot in solving this type of questions. So we know this is 0.2739, right? As when I want you to make it greater than, I'm going to refract it to another side. As I told you before, add a negative for it. So here will be the same, 0.2739. So what I'm going to do here, change it become greater than negative c. Now you have a negative here. And then you can start to get the answer from the table, 0.2739. 0.2739. Okay, correct. Okay, look for this value. Start from inside because we want to get the answer for inside. Then start from inside. 2739. 27 is 27. Okay. We don't have 2739. We just choose a number which is slightly greater than it. 2749. Oh, sorry. 2743. Right? 4743 minus 2739. We actually get 4. Means that we want to minus 4. Minus 4. Do we have 4 here? Okay. No, sorry. Not this one. We want to search for 4, but we don't have 4 here. We just choose a number which is very close to it. So here I'm going to choose 3. I'm going to choose 3. So our answer will be 0.601. 0.601. This is not our final answer yet, so I'm going to write this way, 0.601. But if 0.601 is actually not exactly to what we want, okay, you will actually get 0.2740, okay, 0.2740. This is actually not exactly the same as this one, but since we cannot get the value which is exactly the same, so we just choose a number which is very close to it. So in this situation, I will say that this is equal to this, but it's actually not very equal, but very, very close, because these two are not exactly the same, right? But it's just difference 0.0001. This is okay. Okay, this is our answer. Now let me show you how do we get the answer using our calculator. Okay, use this diagram. So we know the shaded region here is 0.7261. So it means that the area for less than the C will be 1 minus this one. So check using our calculator, see whether we get the same answer or not. The area will be 1 minus this 0.7261. Okay, and check for the standard deviation and variance, make sure it's check for the standard deviation and means, make sure that is correct. Okay, negative 0.601, correct. This is our answer. For this part D, I will show you using how do we use the calculator to check the answer, or you can try to follow along me as well, and I let you try yourself. Okay, now the diagram will be like this. This is very important. You need to know on the left hand side or right hand side. When you look at this is more than 0.5 and this is less than. I know the C is over here, right? Okay, 0.616. So you can try on your own how to get the answer. I will show you how do we use our calculator. Now, 0.616. Standard deviation correct means correct, then just press equal. Our answer should be 0.29, 0.295, 0.295. The answer here is 0.295. This is a positive value. Okay, this one I let you try yourself. Let me go to part E. As usual, before we start solving it, sketch diagram. 0. Okay, is greater than C and less than 0. Okay, let me put the C over here, 0 over here. Okay, so this is a situation which we are looking for. So I'm going to bring this refracted C become here, but it become negative C. Okay, so these two parts, they having the same area. So what I'm going to do next is now you can start to ignore about this side. You just focus on here. Just focus on here. So how do we get the area here? We take this one, which is P property for Z greater than 0, right? Minus this part. This is property for Z greater than or equal to negative C. Is equal to 0.3422. 0.3422. Okay, and how do we get this value? This one you don't have to find because half, right? 0.5. This will be 0.5. Okay, so I moved the move the 0.5 over here. So this one you have to be more careful. This is 4, not 9. 3422 minus 0.5. 3422 minus 0.5. Okay, you get 3422. 3422 minus 0.3422 minus 0.5. Okay. Okay, so we just multiply -1 for both sides, then it will become positive. Okay, then now we can start to find the answer using the table. 1578, 1578, 0.1578. Look for this number. Start from inside. 1578. Okay. We don't have 1578, then we just find a number which is slightly greater than it. 1587. 1587 minus 1578. We need to minus 9. So look for 9. Yes, over here. So this will be 1.004. 1.004. Okay. 1.004. But be careful, 1.004 is not our answer. This is equal to this. Then C is actually equal to negative 1.004. Okay, this is the answer for part E. Okay, as usual, before we start solving it, sketch a diagram. Less than 0.8 and 10. Oh, sorry, greater than 0.8. Greater than 0.8. 0.8 is somewhere around here, right hand side, and then less than C. Okay. The area here is 0.176. So how do we get this one? We find this one, right, minus this one, so that we'll be able to get the area here. Okay. Okay, this one we can get from the answer, from the table. So 0.8, so to get confused, we start from outside this one. Because now we are looking for P, property for Z greater than or equal to 0.8 is equal to what? We want to find the value for outside, right? So start from outside, 0.8. 0.8, which is over here. 0.2119. 0.2119. The rest we just copy 0.176. 0.176 minus 0.2119. Okay, you will get negative 0.0359. Okay, now we can get the answer from the table. Inside, so we start from inside, 0.0359. 0.0359. 0.0359. Okay, look for this. 0.359. Okay, exactly the same this time, so we don't have to go for this part. So the answer, this will be 1.8, 1.80. If you don't want to write 0, it's okay, just write 1.8, it's still the same. Okay, comparison, so C is equal to 1.8. Okay, this is the answer for F. Okay, we have 2 more left. Now let's go to G. This time involve modular sign. So you have to remember this. Let's say modulus x is less than a. The x is greater than negative a and less than a. First situation, if you have modulus x is greater than a, so it will be x less than negative a or x is greater than a. So this you learn in form 4. I hope that you still remember this one. Okay, this is less than. Less than or equal to, we just follow this one. So it will be negative c, and this is c. As usual, we sketch a diagram to help you to visualize the situation well. Negative c will be here, and positive c will be here. Okay, so how do we get the area here? We take 1 minus this part and minus this part, right? Let me show you this step first. So 1 minus b, z less than negative c, and minus b, z greater than c. And you will get the answer, which is 0.4238. So try to think, is that 2 part exactly the same? Right. Yes, correct. This and this 2 exactly the same. So I don't have to write this 2. I just write 1 minus 2 times this with 1 greater than or equal to. Okay. 0.4238 minus 1. Actually, you don't have to write so long the step. You might be thinking why my step is so long. The reason that I write my step a little bit longer or clearer because I want to some weak student some student who are not very good in math may be a little bit hard for them to catch up what I'm talking about. Therefore, I write this step a little bit clearer so that easier for you to understand. 0.4238 minus 1. Okay, you will get negative 0.5762. Negative 0.5762. So the next step, oh sorry, this is not correct. The parentheses should be after the P. Okay. Multiply, bring to other side, become divide. You don't have to write multiply sign here, it's okay. If you want to write, it's fine. If you want to write, it's okay. Okay, you will get 0.2881. 0.2881. Okay, finally we can start to get the answer from the table. 0.2881. 0.2881. Look for 0.2881. If you do not have this answer, we just find the number a little bit slightly larger than this one. 0.2881. 0.2881. Okay, I don't have 2881. I just go for this one. 2912. 2912 minus 2881. So I need to minus 31, which is quite big. 31. Do we have 31 here? Yes, 31. So our answer will be 0.559. 0.559. 0.559. And then we know C is equal to 0.559. Okay, let's go to the last one. Okay, this time is greater than will be this situation. So I'm going to write this one first, be Z, property for Z, less than negative C, plus, because all, right, this or this, so we add up together the property for both. Okay, sketch the diagram as usual so that easier for us. Oh, let me redo it again. So negative C is over here. We want this or this. So one is less than negative C and one is greater than C. This and this. We want this both. But this part is exactly the same like this one, right? So I'm going to write 2 times this. So you want to write a multiplication sign, is okay. Don't want to write is fine. So I'm going to divide this by 2. 0.8172 divided by 2. 0.4086. Okay, now we can start to get the answer from the table. 0.4086. 0.4086. Okay, let me erase this one first. Let's go for, search for 4086. Do we have this number? 4086. 4086. We don't have. We have 4082, which is less than this one. We don't want. We want to get a value which is slightly greater than it. If we don't have exactly the same value, we don't have 4086, right? So I choose for this one. 4052 minus 4086. Oh, sorry. I want the number greater than it. 4052 is less than this one. It's not correct one. I don't want to choose one. It can be calculated, but will be a little bit hard. So choose a number which is greater than it, easier for you to calculate. 4090, this is 40x6. We want to minus 4. Do we have 4 here? Yes. 0.231. Okay, so our answer is 0.231. C is equal to 0.231. Okay, after trying all this question, hopefully you understand better about how to solve this type of question. That's all for this video. See you in the next video. Bye bye.